We are live Sunday night. Welcome everybody to DWIT 3D Canada and my live stream. An amazing night tonight. We get to celebrate together. You all know by now that last week I hit 1,000 subscribers. Yay! Thanks to you guys especially for being loyal subscribers, loyal followers, loyal watchers, spreading the word, sharing. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for helping me reach this milestone. It's been fantastic. Hit it faster than I thought I ever would. A couple of you said you'll do it by Christmas. We did it before Christmas, which is great. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. I even get to get new buttons down in the bottom somewhere here, so which is awesome. So never thought I'd reach this milestone, but hey, here we are. Just want to say hi to everybody that's on stream so far tonight. So let's switch over here. There we go. So who do we have on here so far? I know there were some people early waiting. Let's see. David Wilson. Look at that. What will happen tonight? Well, this thing will perform tonight. Promise you. Brendan is on. Shane, hello. And Stephen, welcome. And Liam, thank you for being here. As always, SPC. We have Milan is here. 3D Print Newbie Milan. Thank you. 3D Medic Vince. Thank you. And you're right. We have the regulars. Ex-Photoman Tom. Hello. Welcome. Non-Fam is here again. Always. And who else is here? Did I miss anybody? We have Sergeant Killex. Hello. And Thomas Brumblau. Sorry. Hello. Welcome. And Shane Dwell 3D. Hello. And who else? Chris Mink is here. Wow. Scarecrow is here. Maker Viking Thomas is here. Hey, Jim, Edge of Tech, thank you. And listen, I owe you a huge thanks, too, for doing the shout-out on your stream to help me get to that 1,000 mark. Thank you so much, Jim. It's appreciated. And thank you for popping into the show tonight. Hey, that's great to see you. Dean Heinz is here. Wow, we just have a whole bunch of people popping in already now, so that is great. Yeah, so tonight, you know, I made a promise last week. We were working on the final steps of this big guy. This is the RatRig V-Core 3 500 by 500 by 500. Last week when we left the stream, last week's stream seemed to go from not too bad, but it just went downhill. And when we left you last week, the hot end was totally ripped apart. Because we were having issue after issue after issue. So what turned out, thanks, Jim. You can lurk and listen. That's great. But what turned out happening here was there was a few issues that happened. So not that it was an issue, but I'll show you. I've made a few changes. If I show you the overhead cam here, you'll see I just finished a print. We have a hot end fully in place. Oh, look at that. Bob Carnes, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Bob. My first super chat ever. Yay! And you're the one to do it. Thank you so much. Much appreciated, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so blessed to have a crowd like you guys out there and friends like you guys. Thank you so much. So what ended up happening last week was I had a clog in the nozzle. I had an issue with, there was a couple issues that were happening anyways. I drove the nozzle into the bed. Still don't know how that happened. That's still me scratching my head going, But that created a lot of issues. It loosened all the parts up. So we ended up taking it all apart, putting the parts back together. Then we couldn't get filament to come out. So anyways, all that other stuff blindsided me to what was actually going on. And what was actually going on is the hot end fan that keeps the heat sink cool was not coming on. And I didn't notice that. And after the stream, I just sat here and thought that was number one. That was embarrassing. I couldn't get the print to go. And I thought, what the heck went wrong? Because then I thought, well, the filament kept getting all bubbly and stringy in the middle. And I thought, well, that's heat creep. And I said, what's one cause of heat creep? My hot end fan not coming on. So I did the test. And what ended up happening, oh, look at that. Jim at the Edge of Tech. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jim. Have a frosty beverage on me. Keep up the great work. Bob beat me to being the first. Well, you're the second. You know, there's the top 10 are the key ones. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate that. So yeah, turns out when I had done my new wire loom, I put this this was one of those little springy things where you have the clip on the end. It was a suggestion from Thomas Lama. So I bought a 16-footer, not a 16-footer, I think a 6-footer or something. Cut off this piece, did this on, made my wire loom again. Beautiful wire loom now. But somehow when I was making that wire loom, I unplugged my hot end fan. Hey, come here. You got to say that. Stand up, because it's my 1,000 subscribers now, and you can tell everybody. Do that right now. Look right up there and say it.
Hit that like button and subscribe. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Ethan.
Can you help me get Waylon?
Well, he'll follow you up. Go. I have my own little home fan here. Jason, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Congrats on 1,000+ subs. Thank you, Jason. I think I'm at 1,011 now. Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that, you guys. This is just, I'm overwhelmed tonight. So anyways, we fixed the hot end fan. I ended up putting a brand new heater block on it. I put a new nozzle. I put a nozzle X. Thank you. I put a nozzle X on it, new heater block, and actually a new heat break. The whole thing, because of the clogged filament and everything, when I took it apart and tried to put it back together, look at, say hi. Everybody say hi to Maria. Maria's online. My lovely wife, she's upstairs watching, and she says, "Oh, my cute, sweet boys." Yes. So everybody show Maria some love. So yes, so pretty much rebuilt the hot end. So what I'm going to do, thank you so much, Dennis, for the congratulations. Thank you. Tonight we're going to, because I rebuilt the hot end and because I've changed a few things up on it, I've now got the 80XL permanently mounted to the hot end. I've lengthened my wire chain and cable for that and everything. I have to redo my resonance testing, so we're gonna redo the 80XL frequency where it all vibrates and make sure that's done, because we did make a major change to the hot end. So that is one reason, again, to redo your frequency calibration. So we're going to do that really quick, then we'll do a test print. So what I did up here is I did just prior to the stream, this finished about 5 minutes prior to the stream. There we go. Let me get this off the bed too. There we go. You ever do that and get a piece of filament under your thumbnail? Ooh, it hurts. So let's have a look here. Oh, I have too many cameras here now to know which one to do. X Photon Tom, $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you're welcome for the STL file, Tom. I had sent Tom the STL file for the RatRig logo in the back of my case here. He'd asked me where I got it. I didn't find the file anywhere. I actually just went into Fusion 360, created it myself. I vectorized their head and created the file myself. So if anybody wants it, reach out to me. I have no problem sending it to you. But I haven't put it on Thingiverse or anything yet. I don't really do Thingiverse as far as uploading stuff much. I'm not even sure how. So so we sent them that. But thank you so much, Tom. I'm much appreciated. So we did this cube just before the stream. And I'll show you what we still do have a little bit of ringing here, but when I do the calibration, it should help it a bit. So on the bottom of the cube turned out quite nice. I have no problem with my first layer on this machine at all. Now that I've got my Z offset figured out perfectly. X isn't bad. Are you going to focus for me here? X isn't bad. Okay, and you see on the Y, we've got some ringing on the Y. Okay, and then the back of the cube is not bad at all. And again, on the other side, there's some ringing because that's on the Y as well, the Y axis. And the top turned out decent, other than right there, there was a little bit of bleeding of the filament at the end. But the top and the Z look fine. So, can you share a public link to the STL file from Fusion? I don't know, Jason, can I? From Fusion 360? Oh, I probably could. I'll look into that and see. I think you can. I think there's a way to go in from Fusion 360 and do a public link to my Fusion 360 repository or whatever it's called. I'll check that and see. Good suggestion. Very good suggestion. And I can also share the Fusion 360 raw file if somebody wants to go in and customize it. Yeah, that's a great idea. So anyways, so we're going to do the resonance calibration here again, and I'm going to reprint this cube. I had done a couple cubes last week after I fixed the hot end. I ran this cube in the PET G orange that I have on here. Everything I'm showing you right now is PET G. and it is working. Oh, and Jason says, yes, you can. Oh, I thought you were asking me if I could, and you're telling me I can. Okay. So, yeah. So everything is done in PETG. Again, we had some ghosting or ringing on the Y. Okay, but the X looked perfect. And then I ran another green one after. Since then, I've run somebody out there might know what this is for. This is a different hot end mount for this printer, which is going to be going on soon. If anybody can guess what kind of a hot end this is for, you win the Cupid doll prize. But this is a new hot end mount for a new hot end that's going to go on the RatRig once it arrives from me, because somebody very, very nice is sending me a hot end very generously, and I'm going to be putting it on, and I've got the part printed ready to put it on the printer. So what kind of a hot end does that look like it's for? Hint, it's not for the E3D V6 hot end because it's not round. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Jason, I know. I know you know. Then I printed these are all little parts, but these are nice looking prints. This was supposed to be an ADXL mount for the to go on top of the BMG extruder, but it doesn't fit. So I don't know when the person that created it either has a full size stepper motor on it, because this will not fit with the pancake stepper. It's too deep. So anyway, so I've just gone ahead and put the ADXL back on the fan shroud on the front. And this is just another fan shroud idea I printed. I haven't put it on yet. I don't know if I like it, but I just printed this again just to test the printing, and everything printed out quite well. So this thing is printing really well. I just want to do the resonance testing right now. It's an EVA mount. Yes, it's an EVA mount, but for which hot end? Aha, that's the trick. Which hot end is it for? I'll give you a hint. It looks like it might be a rectangular shaped hot end. Anyways. Okay, so we've got all those test prints. We did the speed benchy that we did, a couple weeks ago. That was, I wouldn't call it a speed benchy because it was, 20 minutes to print. And it turned out not bad considering it was having some cooling issues, obviously, because of the speed. And I've heard that a lot of people are putting dual 5015 fans. Oh, and I did last week as well. I changed out my part cooling fan to from this one because it was making a lot of noise. It was starting to go when it started up. So I put a ball bearing one that I happen to have in my stash here. So I did switch this fan out as well. So I looked into doing dual fans like this, but I don't know at this point if I need it. So we'll see what happens. So without further ado, smells like oranges. Does it? Does it sting sometimes, maybe? Like you swat it? Anyways. So what we'll do here is I'm going to go through, I'll show you what I do as far as this goes. I know we did this before, but hey, we got to show some more stuff here. How come I'm showing that screen? That's not the screen that I want to share. So we're going to go back here. I'm going to share screen, and this is the screen I want to share. There we go. Sergeant Killex, mosquito. Hey, that was too easy a hint, wasn't it? You got it. Yeah, I have a mosquito hot end coming, generously donated from a friend. I don't know if they want me to mention it, so I'm not going to mention the name, but boy, they go way beyond technical support sometimes. So that was awesome, and I am so appreciative of it. Okay, so in here, I'm going to actually make this full screen for now so you can see it. And then I'm also going to pull up. So basically what I got to do, first thing I got to do is home my axis, home my printer. And then I cheated. I've got some cheat notes for this. We'll pull these over. And I've got cheat notes. I've got a query on my accelerometer, which I don't have to because I know it's there. But accelerometer query basically says, yes, your accelerometer is there and it is working and we do see it. Next one is measure axis noise, which basically measures any noise that's going on in your axis right now with the fan running and with environmental shaking. It basically measures resonances of your hot end of your whole axis area as it stands. Okay, then the next step was to home the printer. Okay, and then we're going to send a command that basically sets the input shaper frequency on X and Y to zeros because we want to start at a 0 frequency. So we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that code into here, and we're going to send it. And basically it says, okay, I've set your shaper frequency to 0 on X, and I've set your shaper frequency to 0 on Y. Okay, and then the next command we do is to do a shaper calibrate, and that is going to start vibrating at different frequencies for the X, or I think it does the Y first and then the X, or the X first and then the Y. So we're going to copy that. We're going to paste that in there, and we hit go. And if I go to the larger console, oops, invalid ADXL ID. Okay, that didn't happen earlier today. I told you today was going to be a flawless stream, so we're going to figure out what happened here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if it reads my accelerometer. I wonder if I loosened some wires when I did some zip ties earlier today. Let's go in here and see if it's actually seeing my accelerometer. And it is reading my accelerometer, no problem. It's there. And let me, if I had a 12 millimeter hole, that would be more interesting hot end. Yeah, for sure, right? And we're going to just do a quick measure axis noise. I want to see where that code came up, because I did this earlier this week and I had no problems. So we are measuring axis noise, 100, 134, 248. And so let's home it again. Go back here. We're going to home the printer again. Oops. There we are. Just going to home the printer again, and we'll try to run that again. See, it always happens live. When I'm not live, I do this stuff, and it works flawlessly, okay? As soon as I go live, it's when I run into issues. But, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's go ahead and tell it to set my shapers to 0. Now let's go ahead and measure, let's see, shaper calibrate. Oops. So we just click that, and let's see if I get that error again. Nope, no error this time. So I just did something out of sequence. So here we go. You'll see what's happening now. It is sending frequencies starting at 5 hertz, and it's going all the way up, and it's going to count the frequencies. And what's happening on the printer, if I give you the overhead view of the printer, and I remove that, you can't really see much, but you'll hear it. You'll hear it more than you'll see it. Printer's making a fool of me on camera, I know, but look, it's working now. You'll start to hear it. It sounds like a motor revving up from a very slow idle to a fast rev. I shouldn't have touched that while it's doing it. I've got my mic up there so you can hear it. Here it goes. First increase to 7,000. They're already at 7,500. Pressure advance to 0, but that's just for the test print, isn't it, Jason? Or should I do it before I had started this? I know that was when I was running the test print and actually measuring a print, but do I want to do it before I do this as well? There you go. Now the humming is getting lower and lower. It's at 81 megahertz, 81 hertz, 83 hertz, 84, etc. There we go. Never mind, I'm good. Good. Yeah, I know I do that before the printing portion. And so, as you'll see here, we're up to 106 hertz. And then I think it goes up to 130 something hertz on it. Not that it hurts. Haha, get it? See what I did there? No. So we'll let this run its course. And so we're at 126, 127. And the hum just gets sort of more and more relaxing. I could almost sleep to the hum of this thing. Okay, now it's finished, and it's going to do some calculations. So it's waiting for calculations. I believe this was the X. Let's just have a quick peek. This was the X, I'm sure. Yeah, this was the X-axis it was testing. Okay, and it's doing its calculations, and now it's finished the calculations for X, and it's disabled the input shaper. Now it's testing the Y-axis. Where is Brian Vines when you need him? He'll be around. He was on the first layer stream earlier today. So this one's going to go through the same frequencies for the Y. And while this is going, I will show you another little thingamaboober here. My first accelerometer I got was this one here, which I picked up directly from Adafruit, the ADXL 345. But this one would not work for me. I've got the pins soldered in here correctly in the proper holes. You only need to use 6 holes on this thing. I have the proper holes selected, but it just would not recognize the accelerometer at all. So I ended up going local and buying a different brand name accelerometer. The only difference was the pins for the ground and the power were switched, which is not a big deal. And that's the one that's on there running right now. So this is obviously a bad accelerometer. I don't think I'm going to bother for the low price of it sending it back to Adafruit. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to bother sending that back. I may even try it again and just see if it was something I was doing wrong. It could have been my bad wiring, because I ended up having to make the wire loom 3 or 4 or 5 times. And Jason, you'll be happy to know that the wires going into the accelerometer there, I did rewire the whole thing for longer wires, and I do have triple plugs on the hot end part, and on the back I have a double and a quadruple plug, so I don't have to plug individual plugs in anymore. So there we go. I got really good at crimping those little tiny pins that I can hardly fit in my big fingers, but starting to work well. So okay, so we're up to 122 hertz on the Y, and then we're going to print that cube one more time. I do have a feeling that we're still going to see a little bit of ringing in the Y-axis. I don't know why. The only other thing I can think of that I may need to do is tighten my belt slightly. I was looking it up, and there's a few reasons for ringing. Going too fast, loose belts, and what was the third major reason for ringing? Going too fast, loose belts, vibration. So making sure everything is snugged down, that your eccentric nuts, etc., when you have them. So anyways, here we go. We have the results are coming in. So this is going to show me the results for all the different types of smoothing. We have MZV smoothing, we have ZV smoothing, we have EI smoothing, and then we have 3-hump EI smoothing, 2-hump EI smoothing, etc. The most common one seems to be from reading on the Clipper sites and conversations I've read is MZV. And this is going to recommend which one to use. So basically, if I scroll down here, hopefully you guys can see that on screen. It's recommending right here for my X. So it says recommended shaper type X equals MZV at 50.4 hertz. Okay, that's what it's recommending for my X. Okay, if I go up to my Y, it's saying recommending for my Y MZV shaper at 54.6 hertz. Okay, and all I got to do now under here, it says type save config. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste that into here, and I save my config, send it, and it's going to save that configuration, and it's going to restart my software. Restart mainsail in Clipper, and we're ready to go. So if I look down just to double check in my printer config at the very bottom under save config, so there's my input shaper section right there. So it has saved it as the MZV 50.4 and the MZV 54.6. I should be good to go. So my acceleration I had calculated earlier. Oh, it also does, yeah, and I didn't show that. I think it's still in the console. It also tells me the maximum acceleration that it thinks is going to work best as well. So if I go up to MZV, to avoid too much smoothing at MZV, suggested acceleration, maximum acceleration is 7,500. Okay, that hasn't changed from last time I did this. And then the same on the X-axis, or the Y-axis, sorry. To avoid too much smoothing with MZV, maximum acceleration is 8,800. So it's basically saying on the Y, I can go a little higher maximum acceleration. And Jason is saying, set the acceleration to deceleration at half my max acceleration. Oh, really? Okay. Maybe that is why. Oh, I got to uncomment this. Kieran has said something that requires moderation. But that's funny. Your nuts are not eccentric, you know, because your wife has them in a jar on a mantle and they're nice. Oh, that's funny. Okay, Jason, thanks. That's good to know. I assumed I just set them both the same. So, okay. So what I'll do, though, is I figure because one is 88 and one is 75, I'll go with the lower of the two and set my maximum acceleration to 75. So I'm going to go into the machine now. We'll go down back to that section where I can set that. So there we go. Maximum acceleration 7,500. So acceleration to deceleration 75. So half of 75 is 3,750, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3,750. Okay, so we'll save that and we'll save and restart again. There we go. Thanks for mentioning that, Jason. I did not realize that. So we will restart. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to print that cube one more time. So we're going to go to this. We're going to go to my not cube and we're going to say yes to print it with those new settings. There we go. Oh, and I'll bring myself back. So we'll see how that goes. I do have to catch this when it starts printing because I made one mistake when I sliced it. I used Super Slicer. I got everything set up perfectly for my PETG. One thing I forgot to do, and I always forget to do this when I'm setting PETG because I don't save my presets. I'm bad for that. I forgot to set my temperature for PETG. So my fan comes on full after the second layer, so I just have to manually turn my fan down in mainsail here to 30%, 25% or whatever. So the Susan. Have I tried printing steady? No, I haven't tried it without the Lazy Susan yet, Tom. That's going to be the thing about that is that this thing is extremely heavy. I mean, this is heavy. And I have a base being built for it. I have a spot over in my studio here I'm getting a 3x3 table built out of it. My brother's an iron artist and he's building me a table that's going to be solid as anything. Do you set east? I'll get back to that. And I'm waiting for that table to come to put this on. And if I can't slide it off of the Lazy Susan right here because it doesn't quite fit on my bench. It's a little bit wide for my bench and there's feet underneath. And yeah, so I'm waiting until that actual table comes. But once I'm done this stream, I'm going to actually be pushing the RatRig down to the end of the bench so that I can clear this part of the bench for doing other things that I have planned. Steven's asking, do you do E-steps and flow? I've done my flow. I should, and good point, Steven. I should do a new flow on my new nozzle, although it's a 0.4 nozzle. It's the same extruder, the same feeder, it's the same Bondtech. I haven't changed anything. And the E-steps should not change. I did do my E-steps once for the Bondtech. That should not change because I have not changed the Bondtech at all. I will probably redo a lot of that once I put the Mosquito on it. Yes. The only other thing that and I'll have to do the resonance testing again with a Mosquito because again, different hot end and it's going to have different movement. So yeah, that'll definitely take place. So right now that's heating up the bed to 85. I always go about 5 degrees higher on temperature down here when I'm printing. I do 85 for PETG. I do 65 for PLA because it's chilly in this. It's a chilly basement, and so I like to go that little bit higher to allow for the ambient air. And I will be putting the other side of the cover on the other side over here. Yeah, no change, so no need yet. No. As I say, when I get the Mosquito on there, I will be doing another resonance test. I'll probably do again. I may redo the E-steps as well. I'd be curious to know what you guys think. I've seen 2 different ways to do E-steps. Okay, I've seen people do the E-steps with the filament coming through a hot nozzle, and then they extrude 100 millimeters of filament through a hot nozzle. Okay. They measure up above the feeder and they measure the 100 and then the 120 through the hot nozzle. Then I've seen people do it where they disconnect the feeder. The whole thing's an extruder. I call the Bondtech as the actual feeder, but they disconnect the Bondtech, say, from the hot end, and they strictly feed 100 millimeters of filament, not through the hot end. and then they calculate their E-steps that way. So I'd be curious as to what way you guys do it, and is one way right and one way wrong? Because one way you've got the pressure of the nozzle, and the other way you'd have no pressure build up at all. So that's sort of, I do it through the nozzle. And then I've heard, I don't remember who I saw do it one time, and they disconnected the nozzle and went straight through and bypassed it. So, and David, yes, I left the ADXL permanently wired now, and that was last night. It was last night I made that long wire loom for it, and I said that's why it's still hanging outside the. If you look up here, you'll see my wire loom for the ADXL is just sort of tacked on to my other loom because I just didn't have time to put it away, and it's sitting right there, and that's why I did that last night, made up that whole wire loom, and yeah, I'm going to leave it on there permanently. So just because things change, if I move my printer around, put it on a different base, etc., it's a pain to plug it in and feed it and all that. So you've done both ways, not much of a difference, Shane. That's what I've heard too. And Jason says either way is fine. And Stephen does hot end because it's the way it's being used. Yeah. And then, but then again, pressure advance can allow for some of that stuff too. You can do a pressure advance test. I think E-step calculations in conjunction with pressure advance is probably the most perfect you can get. So, okay, so we're all heated up. This is going to start printing any time now. So let me view to this overhead view for you guys, and you can actually see what it's going to do. There goes our prime line, and there goes the print started. Kind of like this overhead view. I'm going to put my close-up camera up there a little bit for you guys too. RatRig V-Minion, have you heard? V-Minion. Have I heard what? No, I haven't heard. Usually without the hot end, you've done it and then change flow for each filament. Okay. Yeah. I've heard both. So I've had success with doing it with the hot end. I don't seem to have had a problem with it, but maybe one time I'll try with both. I'm going to put get my handy dandy high-tech camera stand out here. Go Google. RatRig V-Minion, Google. Okay. Hey, Blasto. Supreme. Let's get my close-up camera up here and give you guys a close-up pic of what's printing here. See if this will work. There we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that long string that went over there. Ooh, come on out. And I always like to take my purge line off before the print's done. I'm guilty of that. The bed is hot. So we'll let this guy print and we'll check it out. And then I'm thinking in the meantime, I want to print something a little bigger, but I don't want to print some. Oh, there goes that fan. Let me turn that down to, heck, 20% is fine. 20. And it sends an M106 S51. S51 must be 20%. Look at that. Do the same. Oh, you do the same, Karen? Yeah. Well, let me look. What did you say? You said RatRig V-Minion. Let me Google. What are we looking at? V-Minion Beta. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a Cartesian. Look at that. Okay. Another Prusa Mini clone. Wow, look at the quality of that on that little video though. Let's see if I can share this with you guys so you can see what I'm looking at here. Here we go. Make that a full screen here. So that's what he was saying here. Let me back that up a bit here. So this is RatRig V-Minion, and again, a Cartesian style. Looks like another Prusa Mini clone. Watch the quality that they show coming off of this, though. It looks like it's built pretty beefy. Look at that. I'll have to check and see how much that goes. Look at those layers. That's awesome. Pidna probe. That's got the it looks like a mosquito hot end on it. Yeah, that's pretty interesting looking. That looks pretty interesting. Cool. So we have, so now we have the Prusa Mini, we have the Ender 2 Pro, we have the RatRig V Minion now. Who else is coming out with one of these little guys? Prusa Mini is a clone of another printer. Prusa Mini is a clone of an Ender 2, I would say. Was Ender 2 the first one to come up with that style printer? I don't know. I haven't been in the 3D printing industry myself long enough. I'm only in my third year or something. Pick is fuzzy. Oh, the close-up camera pick? Looks fine on my screen. Let me look on YouTube and see what's going on. My YouTube is frozen. That's a bit fuzzy. Let's see. What am I watching at? What resolution am I watching at? 1080p. Yeah, that camera focuses in and out sometimes. Sometimes it's better for me to manually focus it. Oh, I'm fuzzy. I'm fuzzy? You mean here or overall fuzzy? I look very sharp in my camera. There's a cantilever Ender, the Ender 2. Yeah, let's see. Comes with a handle and all. For those of you that didn't see my stream on this, let's see, right here. There's the Ender 2 Pro. Ender 2 Pro, belt tensioners, cantilever. It's about the size, well, a little smaller than the Prusa Mini build size, but yeah. And this works really well. I'm going to get back to this on some streams. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this, the Ender 2 Pro. I'm going to have the Prusa Mini and the Kingroon KP3S all side by side performing and see what we can do. That was the other one I was trying to think of, was the Kingroon KP3S. So yeah, so I'm going to have all three of those in an upcoming stream pretty soon, and just say, okay, here's Ender 2 and the Kingroon are probably similar priced. We know what the Prusa Mini costs, so it's like, okay, are these going to be, should you buy a Mini, or should you buy two Ender 2 Pros instead, or should you buy a Kingroon? There's a guy I follow on YouTube. He runs a print farm of Kingroons, and boy, does he do some nice work. I am going to be upgrading my Kingroon to this hot end that I got a long time ago. Was sent to me, just sent to me. I didn't order it. It just came in the mail one day, and it took me up until about a week or two ago to realize it's an upgraded hot end to the Kingroon. So I'll be putting that on as well. We will be doing that. Well, the other thing to discuss, and since my good buddy Jason is on this stream, I wish Prusa XL would be kind of bigger, like at least 400. Well, you think about it, this RatRig 500 is a lot less money than a single head Prusa XL. So, and you know, I think that any printer can be tuned to print extremely well. So you gotta look at that. I have this really cool Samsung Galaxy tablet. You know, I cannot, the way I connect my PC to my printer is I go to a website or a URL called ratos.local. When I go on my browser on my Galaxy, it will not connect to ratos.local. And I thought I could, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. If anybody knows that, I know Shane's on here and Jason's on here. There's a lot of techie guys on here, but why wouldn't my Chrome browser on this take me to the same place as my Chrome browser on my PC and allow me to see the main sail interface on my Samsung? Is it a Samsung issue? Because I've got this tablet that I don't use for anything. I won this tablet last year or earlier this year. I won this. It's a nice tablet, but I'm not using it for anything. I thought that'd be great to run my RatRig with, but it will not hook up. So Chrome is the problem. I've tried with the IP address on the tablet, but if Chrome is the problem, but I'm running, that's what I'm running this one right here on. That's Chrome, and it's running fine. So, So we'll see. It's a routing issue, okay, but it's all wireless, right? Like I can connect to websites, etc., but I just can't connect to this. Whereas nothing is wired directly to the RatRig. It's all going through wireless through the Pi. So Jason said Firefox. Okay. Firefox browser. Let's do that while this is printing. Tablets are not configured to see things on the local network. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's try Firefox. Let's fire this tablet up, and we'll install Firefox. But I have not on the local network. Oh, I see, on the local network. So, which is weird. Why? Huh. Let's unlock her. Okay, let's go to Firefox through Chrome. Since it's the browser I got, make sure it's picking up your local router and the DNS, not something else. Yeah, it is picking up my router. I know that. That's what I'm connected to. I don't know a lot about the DNS and all this, blah, blah, blah. You had to use IP address on Samsung phone to connect to Octoprint. Okay. I tried the IP address. We'll try the Chrome thing first. So we'll try one. So I don't like that annoying beep it does when it goes boop, 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 boop. Come on, go to Chrome. Come on. Gotta love it. Why will Chrome not open? There we go. Okay, let's go Firefox.com. There's my keyboard. Go through the App Store. Oh, okay. Oh, Google Play. Look at that. Get it on Google Play. Go to the Google Play Store. You're right on top. Jason, you should be on stream. Where are you? You know how to get in here. Always. I don't mind allowing it always. Okay, we'll see what happens on Firefox. Okay, we'll install Firefox browser. It's pending. I got some pretty fast Wi-Fi here, so it should, in a perfect world, go. That cube is coming along really well. I can see some ringing on the Y from the camera, so I'm going to have to look into see why I'm getting some ringing on the Y even after I did the accelerometer. Oh, Firefox works best on Samsung devices. Okay. Yeah, it is running Android. I don't know what operating system. Android, I'm assuming. I'm not a... I won this. I would never buy a Samsung product, so I just won it. So it was free, and I'm not gonna turn down free. I stumbled my way through it. Okay, I like the dark theme. There we go. Pick my toolbar placement top. Choose my theme. What else do I got to do here? All privacy on, blah, blah, blah. No, I want to start browsing. Okay, now let me try this. I think I'm in, okay, RatOS.local. Go. Address not found. Okay, the browser could not find the host or the host server for provided address. Check the address typing errors such as www example instead of www example. Hey Tron, how you doing? Who's the guy that YouTube recommended you watch Tripod's Garage? That's me. Here, let me tell you, that's me. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Try the IP address. Okay, do it by IP, do it by IP. Everybody wants me to pee. Okay, here, I'll leave this camera on because we don't have to see. Okay, try the IP address, we'll try it. I hope I know the IP address. I think it's 116, but we'll see. It's constantly asking me to unlock it too, which annoys the crap out of me. Okay, we'll try the IP. And it's a local IP, so it's 10.0.0. I think it's 16. Go. It defaults to RatOS local, and it says 10.0.0.16. This site could be temporarily unavailable or too busy. Try in a few moments. Or was it 17? I'll have to play with it a little bit. Why will you not delete? There we go, 17. I think 17 is my TV. So, DWIT 3D, the Creality pad, and the RatRig. Will the Creality app? Oh man, here I'm gonna let me put this down for now. This thing I just want to. It's still not working. I got to figure out what's going on. I'll do some Googling on that. This is not a stream about the Samsung tablet. So you're saying to put this thing and try and get this thing to run the RatRig? Okay. Hang on. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem to want to work. No. Whoa, did you see that? I put it near the RatRig and the RatRig does not want this. Seriously, watch. I'm not doing this. See? Whoa. Oh, I think I just broke it. If I could get Mainsail to show up on that, I would. Yeah. Check the router and see what it is. Yeah, I've got to look into more of that. I don't want to get into router stuff right now. I don't. All I know is that this is hooked up to my house's Wi-Fi. I don't know where to look in this to do anything else. But anyways, I'm not sweating it. It's not a huge deal. I have a couple spare PCs. I may end up, who knows what. But hey, look. We finished a cube in 21 minutes. It came broken. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's pull this cube off. Oh, okay, that's really good bed adhesion, just so you all know. Very good bed adhesion. Let's do this camera. I need to find, there we go. I'm just going to pull my skirt off. Don't get excited, not that skirt. Great bed adhesion. I got my first layer down so well. But I can knock this off easy enough just by going. There we go. And it came down. So just as I kind of suspected, let's pull this box down and give you guys a look at this. Make sure it's fully deflated before removal. Android OS is hard configured, so it will not see devices in a local network. So how do you unhard configure it? That sucks. That really sucks. I wish I'd have won an iPad. Okay, here we go. X is not bad. Now, but Y, still got some ringing on the Y. And I suspected we might, so I may look into maybe snugging my belts up a little bit. Because after doing that resonance test, I don't know why I would have so much ringing happening. I mean, the print itself looks great other than the ringing. I mean, look at those layer lines are just, if I get up really close, I mean, you have to really struggle to see the layer lines. It's really good. Bottom layer is excellent. Top layer is really good. It's just that little bit of ringing that's happening right there. So I've got to figure that out. But I'm sure that's just a matter of a little more tuning. It could be the belts, because again, we've got the input shaper set. So either that, or I've got to play with the frequencies and see if I can frequency that down. So looks like we have 1, 2, 3 extra steps there. So yeah. Try the other options for resonance on Y. Oh, there's a good point too, David Wilson. Okay, so you're saying, in other words, try the, let's see, what were they? Are they still on my console? There we are. Okay, so yeah, so we have the 3-hump EI. Okay, so the whole bunch of different ones I can try. The ZV, and it even gives me the frequencies to try. Okay. I will go through those, but wow. Let's pick one. Let's pick one and try it. Since this stream is basically all about RatRig and about getting it to print nice. And as I say, it's printing beautifully. The X looks great, and the other layers look, oh, so nice. It's just that little bit of ringing on the Y. Okay, the 2-hump. Okay, let's try the 2-hump. So for my Y, let's see where it said my Y-axis for the 2-hump. Where's 2-hump? 2-hump EI, 2-hump EI. Frequency is 73.4. So I better just do a quick. I'm going to copy that so I can remember. Let's oh, come on. We're going to copy this. And the frequency is 73.4. Let's try that. Let's try it and see. Do the Humpty Hump at 90 BPM. What? What? Now I just forgot what I was doing, Jason. 73.4, did I say? Stop it. There is no Humpty Hump. 73.4. And I know you don't want me to, but I have to edit down here. I have to. I have no choice. Okay. 73.4. 73.4. Save and restart. Okay, we'll try it again. We've restarted. Let's go to the G code and let's print it again. Oh, you know what I'm going to do though? First, I'm going to open this. I wonder if I, let's see. Just print slower. Well, yeah, but the idea behind this is that I can print a little faster. I'm not going to resend it. I'm just going to slow that fan down again manually. So let's do the print again and see what happens with those new settings. We'll try the Humpty Hump at 90 beats per minute. Oh, you guys. Stop what doing because I'm about to ruin the style. Never mind. Stop what? What are you saying, Lightspeed? Say Humpty Hump again? Humpty Hump. It's not done till it prints perfect. Well, it is pretty darn near perfect other than a little, what's a little bit of ringing? I get more ringing than that on my Ender. I get more ringing than that on my CR6 SE, at least. Anyways, won't go into that. The rabbit Humpty Hump. Humpty hump, hump, humpty hump, hump. My glass of water just fits perfectly under my monitor here. Can you see that from here? Fits perfectly under my monitor right here. Look at that. This camera's a bit fuzzy. This is a action cam, just cheap old off-the-shelf action cam that I got, and I just decided to use it as another camera. And the image isn't as good as this one because this is an A5100, but hey, it works, right? It just gives a different perspective. You can see where my mainsail is here. You can see right here where I'm watching the video, and then right up here is where I'm reading all your all your words. Zesty Nimble V3 extruder. Never heard of it. Zesty Nimble. No. I have not heard of that. Brendan? No. But I will Google it while this is doing its thing. So this is in the G code, in the startup G code. This is set also to do the 3-point bed leveling, which is great. I've done the mesh leveling once, and that was it. And then it does a 3-point bed level before every print, and I've had a perfect first layer every single time. Right now, the difference in points, in other words, this is 0.006250 tolerance. So this is 6/1000th of a millimeter level, I guess, if you want to call it, or out of level, 6/1000ths of a millimeter. Okay, Sergeant Killex, thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Hit that like button down below if you guys haven't. That'd be great. So yes, but you don't think it's needed on high performance printers like RatRig or Voron. Okay. Is there an upgrade kit for the new bearings? I have not heard of an upgrade kit. Okay, let's see what this is going to do. Let's get an overhead look at this thing starting up. There you can see, and that's the other thing I got to work on yet is the I need to do a reverse Bowden system or something to get that filament path a little more managed. But that just goes down. I don't have to worry about my Z offset or anything when this print starts. It's working so well right now. There we go. This will be a 16-minute print. We'll see how that works. In the meantime and in between time, I wonder if I can swing this around while it's printing. Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without getting my wires crossed. I kind of put the wires overhead. Yeah, we're going to be fine. That out of the way there. And I'll show you my final kind of layout in the back. So on the back of this puppy, there we go. So just ignore this. This is just my power cable that's coming from the ceiling. But that's kind of my final. Yeah, I know some people who are OCD are going to say, come on, clean up this wiring a bit. But you know what? It works for me. This is just my, that's the 80XL wire that I've got tucked in there. This is so cute. That's the Raspberry Pi Zero right there. It is tiny. It is really small compared to the other Raspberry Pi that I had on it, if you look at them side by side. So, but it's working. Not a problem with this little guy at all. It doesn't get hot at all. There's no warmth coming off that chip. Close that off. But yeah, that's my complete wiring all done. I never need to mess with that. I do have a plug sitting here, and the other end of that plug is way up here. That was for when I had the little display, the little panel do display, which I haven't been using right now. So I don't know what I want to do for an on-printer display yet, but I've got to figure that out yet. So you can attach the awesomeness, also known as the Creality pad, to the RatRig while we wait. Well, but John, it needs I thought it needed I thought it had to be running you know, that other firmware. It's been so long since I've used my other printers. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, I don't think this will work with Clipper. Bottom power supply looks tilted. Stephen, you were here for the build in the early days, I assume, right? I never did fix this. That was pointed out more in more ways than one. That is crooked. It is crooked. Yes, it is. That's the power supply that's powering the Pi. So when I bought the Pi Zero, I had to get an adapter for my USB that's going into the SKR board. I needed a little adapter to go from USB-C to USB-A, I guess. And then I needed the same adapter from USB-C to USB Mini, I don't know, to go to the power supply. which is powering the Pi. So yeah, it's getting a constant 5 volts from this mean well. That little guy on the bottom here is a mean well power supply as well. Hey Jeff from BC, how are you? So has anybody commented on why I'm now using the Pi Zero? Well, it's, you know, my regulars who have been on all my streams know why I'm using the Pi Zero. I had what I thought was a legitimate reason from switching from the Pi 4 to the Pi Zero. Turns out it was 5 little hashtags that caused me to take this off and purchase 2 Pi Zeros and put 1 Pi Zero on there. 5 little hashtags. It was a mental mistake, I'll admit it. But, you know, it gave me exposure to a Pi Zero, and I have a spare Pi Zero here, and I have a spare Pi 4 that I can use on something else. So my philosophy is you can never have too much Pi in the house. So, yep. Yep. Commented. And on the only other thing I haven't done, I don't know if I'm going to, I might, but I've got a filament runout sensor, a Sentinel, that I haven't put on here yet. That's because I haven't really got my act together as far as my filament management. So, and until I do that, I don't think I'm going to put this filament runout sensor on. It's a great sensor. Should be pretty simple to hook up, right? Attach it, plug it into the board, and work it. But yeah, I haven't hooked that up yet. So there's still a few things to do, but as far as it goes, it's printing. So there we go. Put a logo over here. And there we go. Pi Zero is working great with your switch wire, though you don't plan to upgrade it to a Pi Zero. You do plan to upgrade Pi Zero 2 once you get some, yeah. Apparently the Pi Zero 2, which is what I've got here, I think this is a 02, is a lot higher processing power. So for down the road, so yeah, I've got some spare parts, including, but I picked up this beast because it was a good deal. So we have the octopus, and we have the steppers that go with the octopus. So we have a couple of those things, some spare parts there. So we have some few good spare parts for who knows what projects are going to come up down the road. We have a few things going on. We have the upgrades yet to do, which are right back here. I have the upgrades to my for my Prusa MK3S Plus. I've got the upgrade kit. I've got the upgrade kit for the Prusa Mini Plus, and basically that is simply a new Pidna probe, Pidna Super Probe. That's coming up. I've got I've got the Creality 3D pad, which I'm going to be attempting to get to work. I have a touch screen for the for an Ender 3 V2. I have the touchscreen upgrade. Here it is here for the Ender 3 V2, which I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing live upgrade of that for the touchpad for that. Maybe I'll do the touchpad on one of my Ender 3 V2s, and I'll give this thing a whirl on the other Ender 3 V2 or on one of the other printers. This should work on any printer running Marlin apparently. So see, I remembered Marlin now. I have a few different things that I've been meaning to get to. A lot of my planned streams got sort of put on the back burner thanks to the RatRig. But yeah, there's the kit to go for the MK3S Plus, which is a lot of printed parts, a lot of hardware in here. So that's going to be a full stream. And then I've got this. This was sent to me. I need to test that yet. It's apparently a scratch-proof printing surface from ERYONE. So it's a 235 by 235. So that'll probably go on an Ender. So yeah, I got a few things on the go here. And then another. What's in this? Oh yeah, that's another one of those things. So yeah. So we have a few things coming up on DWIT 3D Canada. So everybody stay tuned and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to get notification when I do come on and do these things. Any Marlin printer, yeah. So I might even try it on the Ender 2 Pro. Maybe I'll try that when I do my Ender 2 Pro, King Rune, and Prusa Mini. I'm not going to touch the Mini with it. That would be an insult to the Mini. But maybe I'll try it when I do my Ender 2 Pro, my Prusa Mini, and my King Rune sort of 3 printer side-by-side comparison type thing. So nozzle cam boroscope somewhere between Burnaby and Calgary. Oh, cool. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, I have a 2.5 kilogram rolls of white filament somewhere between Vancouver and Calgary right now, and I'm waiting for that to get so I can print that big model I got to do. So, X-Photon Tom, I did mount the logos with double-sided tape. I have through my sign shop, I get some pretty good. I use for that. I have a couple of different ones. I have a 3M VHB tape. This is a pretty simple flat one, and then I also have this stuff, 3M VHB, which is a little thicker foam tape, but this stuff is extremely strong. This stuff will mount pretty much anything to anything, and it has incredibly strong shear strength. So, but I just use tiny pieces. I just mount them with tiny pieces because if I change my mind, I want them to come off without having to use a jackhammer to get them off. Let's see, did I miss any other questions up here? No. Okay. How are we doing on the print up here? Let's see, overhead. I can't really tell, but it looks like we're about 30% of the way done. There we go. Could the RatRig be built in a way that all the electronics are on the side of it? Yeah, I would, and as Jason just said, yeah, I don't see why you couldn't put the electronics anywhere. You could probably have a separate electronics station off to the side too, if you wanted. It's just a matter of cable management and running all of your cables the way they need to be. Let me have a look up here and see if I can see any ringing happening on this one. Yeah, there's still Y ringing on this one. Not as bad though, but it's still ringing a bit. So yeah, I'll have to play with those different settings. So I want to get a little bigger print going on this next after this, just to see. I haven't done anything much bigger than 100 millimeters on this so far, and I want to try something that's going to use a little bit more pad. So let's see what I can find on Thingiverse, maybe, because I don't have any large prints with me handy. See what I can print. At least start to print so you guys can see. So we can see how it's going to do on a first layer basis, etc., etc. Something that's not just square. Let's go to Thingiverse and let's look at the popular this year. Oh gosh, a Tic Tac gun, man. Oh man, a lot of bridges to be rebuilt. More flooding. I know they're getting hit hard out there. I feel so bad for those guys out in BC. It's a sad situation out there for sure. So everybody keep them in your thoughts with what's going on out there. They're going to get hit hard again with flooding, unfortunately. So let's try an X-Wing. Ooh, look at that. Let's try that. Let's try an X-Wing card. I don't know if it's too big, but I could actually do 200%. That's not a very long print. Let's do that. The Ringing Tower STL from Clipper. Okay, I think I've got that one. I'll download and try a couple other different things. I don't want to waste too much time on the stream. I mean, for the most part, other than a little bit of ringing, which can be tuned out, this printer is printing excellent. I mean, I ran this, let's see, this one here, and I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. This is back before I upgraded to, or before I was having all those software issues. Where is my window? There we are. But I ran this one, and we had some really good results. Look at the Y there, and look at the X there. Okay, and that's beautiful. Virtually no ringing, nothing at all. So we had it to that point. Then we started changing the, and I think this was before I started having some software issues. So yeah, it can be tuned for sure. It's just I need to figure out, you know, everything that's got to be done to get it back to this point. This was manual. This was before I had the accelerometer, actually. So I may just end up going back, do one of these again. So, you know, and again, I still think being on the Lazy Susan is not helping matters. Yeah. It's printing good. It's printing quick. And I could get rid of that ringing by slowing it down. Like right now, I'm printing at 100 millimeters a second. I could definitely slow that down. When I do my big model I got to do, I'm definitely going to slow it down because there's no rush. I'd rather have it take a little longer and have a little better quality. So let's see. I just down. Where did it go? To my downloads, I hope. Oh, why is it a zip file? There we go. Oh, it's a whole kit. Oh, there we go. It's the kit I want. So if I drag this into here, is this going to be what I want? Why are you being this way? Okay. There we are. And there we are. And let's blow it up 200% because I can. Oh, heck, let's go 300. Oh. And the print is finished. How long is this print going to take? Let's see. Let's get back to my window here and see what we're doing. There we go. Just stopping, got the help kids with how to let's see up shaking that Susan. Good, awesome. Thanks for popping in, Kenneth. Thank you very much. Okay, let's pop this off of here. Oh, that one went across the room. There we are. I'm not going to complain about bed adhesion with this. So, yeah, so there's still a bit of ringing on the Y. There we go. It's not as bad. But again, my x-axis seems to be doing really well. My bottom is doing well. I got a little hole there, right there. Yeah, we need to work out that little bit of issue on the Y. But it's consistent. I mean, the quality is consistent through everything. Let me get rid of my skirt. Not that one. I don't usually wear a skirt. I print with the skirt. Come on. Oh, I have not yet. I haven't had to clean that bed in 10 or 12 prints. So need to add safety net or backboard. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oops. I had the wrong camera on there again, of course. One-man shows, having to switch the cameras, etc. So I'm going to bring this up. 300% is probably a bit big for this guy, but if I pull that over here and put this screen up, we'll print this little X-Wing model. That's massive. That's going to take way too long. 4 hours. I don't think I want to do 4 hours. 200. We'll speed it up. I think because I've got, so we'll do 2 perimeters, we'll do 3 perimeters, 3 bottom, 3 top, just to get this going fast. Infill and speed. We'll speed it up when we get to the actual. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but I'll speed it up. This is going to at least give me a good idea of bed adhesion on the first layer for something that's got some intricate details going into it, especially where it's joining here and all these little parts that are kind of just joining them with the snap apart pieces here. TPU hammer for knocking up your pants. I'll speed it up, tripod, for sure. Okay, so we got that sliced, no problem. Let's make sure I've got my filament settings right. My cooling should be down to about 25%, that's fine. And my filaments 240 and 85, that's fine. Okay, so we'll export the G code. Done. Bring it in here, come into here. And there's the X-Wing right there, and we'll say yes to print it. And there's a nice little preview thumbnail there. And we'll crank the speed up once it starts. There we go. So yeah, this thing is printing PETG beautifully. That's what I've had on here, the green stuff right now, which I'm actually kind of wasting, but I got 2 more full rolls of it. The green PETG that's on there now is basically the RatRig green PETG that I got from a company out of Poland or somewhere like that. I forget. It's called the Devil filament or something along those lines. Okay. We are going to do our 3-point leveling, which is in the G code for every file, which I'm fine with. It hasn't been out of level too much. It's only had to probe it once each time so far. So if we see here, right over here. So that was 265 on the first probe, 268. So this will have to probe it again because it's not going to be within tolerance. Yeah, it's 0.031, and the tolerance it allows is 0.02. So it'll probe it a second time, and it'll be fine. Yeah, Devil Design, Jason, that's right. And it'll be fine on this second go-around for sure. So there we go, 262, 259. Oh, it's going to be a little off on this one too. Wow, 3rd time's a charm. It usually only has to do it twice. I'm sure that a 0.03 tolerance would be fine, but not good enough for the clipper. There we go, 259, 260. I'm going to guess 259 on this third one. Not 260. There we go. So it's 0.003, 3/1000ths of a millimeter tolerance type thing. And we are going to start the print right away because it's all heated up. Due to your hammer removal method. Yeah, hammer. Oh, probably. Wouldn't take much just to knock that Z-rod down just a little bit. There we go. And I use a nice big, I take advantage of this build plate of the volume, and I use a nice big skirt just to make sure that everything is going. And it is, and we have good adhesion all the way out here. I shouldn't have to do any adjustments on my Z, which is good because I got to reach way over here and look way over there on this computer to do it because I don't have a screen near the printer yet because I have a dumb Android computer laptop. 0.007 as your tolerance. Oh, you do? Oh, I can set that, can't I? Well, whoop-de-doo. Well, mine's 0.003. Haha. I guess I could set that in there too. Oh, that's how to stay focused. So let's see what's printing here. Let's see how it's working. Oh, nice. So this will give it a little bit of a test as far as some fine lines, and because there's a lot of little intricate pieces on this. .0075 is a tolerance. It's funny when you look at my, I don't like looking at my height map. Oh, it's not there good. Whew. I haven't calibrated. I haven't done a height map calibration because my height map makes it look like my bed is, my height map makes it look like a bed has been run through a metal bender. It's it's ugly, but it doesn't, it's misleading. Here we go. So far, first layer is looking good. That's not a bad little view, especially of a model like this. It's an X-Wing fighter snap together model. So as soon as I get that first layer down, once we're done the first layer, we'll crank her up there just for tripod. I almost need music in the background like some of the other makers have, so that there's not these awkward, dead, silent moments. And the chat goes quiet. Da, 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 da. Look at all the little, but these are, look, if I pull these all out, and let's get these guys out over here. So this is all the little test prints that have happened over the last week or two. Here, let's get this camera up, and I'll just put this camera on like this. And so yeah, we've got some of these little top round, not square, round cubes that have been done. We've got the mosquito holder, we got the fan shroud, we got the quick benchy we did, we got Marvin, which turned out really good, other than his saggy crotch. And then we got some other little test cubes, but these are the last couple weeks worth of little test prints to get this thing all tuned up. So not too bad. You were all engrossed in the first layer. Okay, well there we go. Let me not take you away from that engrossment. It is kind of cool. It is kind of cool to watch it. It's a neat pattern. See if I can get that light angle a little better. There, no. Is this any better? Oh, maybe. Oh, just a little more this way. No. There we go. Interesting pattern. And I don't think anything's lifting. I mean, if I get up, oh no, it's a perfectly flat layer. Boy, does that look good. I wonder if I can show you this with this camera. Here, let's see if I can get this to, if you look, there's no threads, nothing coming up off of that. That is perfectly flat. Almost looks like a floor plan to some secret government building or something, doesn't it? Wow, that does look really good. Actually, let me get this up in a box. It's a better view anyways if I put this up here. And then sort of like this. I'll back it up a bit. Come on. Whoa. Don't want the light on. Dang. Now it's blurry. What am I losing? Something about a skirt. Oh, we're getting back into the skirt topic again? Wow. Wow. I don't like that little reflection there. Can't do much about it. Okay, I think I'm going to get to the point shortly here where I'll speed her up. Although there's some pretty intricate parts and you don't necessarily want to go too fast on some of them, but there's got to be some bottom layer infill happening soon. But bottom line is we have a working, decent printing RatRig printer going. I'm quite happy with the way it's all gone, and it's been a journey. It's been a fun journey. Absolute fun journey. Hit the 1,000 subscriber mark during it, which I'm super stoked about. And you guys come out every single week, and I appreciate it. Only wear skirts on the weekends. That's right, Liam. So it's going to change the ballgame a little bit too when I put the mosquito hot end in here, because apparently that's a little better hot end than the V6. I'm just starting to hear the blood flow. Okay, John. Hope you feel better. You still get phantom pains after all this time, I would imagine, huh? Wow. That sucks. Yes, Karen, I did finish the build and actually had it printing before the birthday, for sure. Yep. It wasn't necessarily printing the back, but it was printing. Oh, there we go, some first layer infill. Let's have a peek up here. Oh, that looks great. Oh, I love this. The camera does not do that justice as far as how good that first layer looks. I mean, that is just beautifully. As smooth as a baby's butt. Looks a little crooked like the 5-volt power supply. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow, John, that sucks. I hope that doesn't last too long. Wow, I could eat off of that. It's so smooth. There's a little bit of a lump right there. I'll let it go. We'll go for about another half hour if anybody wants to chat a little bit more. We got through this pretty quick tonight. There wasn't a whole lot to show other than the fact that, yeah, this was working, and I just wanted to go over what happened last week, why things sort of went south last week. And it was mostly due to that hot end fan not being plugged in, not working. So plugged that in, and I had to replace a bunch of hot end parts. Fortunately, I had a spare V6, pretty much mostly a spare V6 hot end for my Prusa. So, and it's the exact same components as this one. So I was able to swap out the block and swap out the heat break. Yeah, I've got a lot of spare, a lot of spare parts hanging around, and they do come in handy. I guess it's not so smooth, huh? It is really great first layer so far. I wish that camera would look a little better on it, but it's my lighting in here too, right? So I don't have professional lighting like some of the other guys do, but yeah, it works. Let's see if the overhead shows any better. Oh, there, that's a much more interesting looking view right there. One of these days I'm going to do a I'd like to test the limits of the basically the full size of the bed. So I know there's some test prints you can get, or I could actually design a test print which utilizes all four corners, the middles. It'd be cool to test, to have a full bed infill on the full bed, just to see how well it works. 1,000 sub live stream. Good question, Aaron. Actually, good question. And while we're talking about it, let me do, where'd it go? This. There we go. I meant to do this earlier. My goal for that is I've already got some sponsors lined up for it. We already have some pretty cool giveaways happening. I am looking around the middle of December. So let me look at my calendar here. I haven't planned the actual date yet, but it's going to be around the middle of. Hang on, I got googly eyes from my wife. Aw, nice. And it's going to be, where's my calendar? Let me see. C for calendar. Calendar. Going to be ooh boy. I'm going to say maybe 2 weeks today, the 12th of December. I'm going to maybe schedule, I would like to do it on Sunday. I'll probably do it a little earlier in the evening so that, oh, thanks so much, John. Yes, I'm going to private message you about that, about exactly what we're going to do for you. And some of you guys have volunteered some prizes for the giveaway, and I appreciate it very much. I mean, it's not necessary, but I greatly appreciate it, and I will accept them. But I'll private message you, John, and we'll get that all lined up. But I'm probably looking around the 12th of December. Sunday the 12th will be my tentative date. It'll be earlier in the day so that some of the people in Europe that happen to join in can join in at a rather decent hour. So, you know, we may be looking like 4 o'clock or something on the Sunday, but I'm going to get all that stuff figured out this week. And I'll be putting up a video telling about it before next Sunday. So it'll be, you'll get about a week and a half notice for it. So and I've got to look and make sure I'm not going to interfere with anybody else's live stream, etc. So I don't want to be stepping on another stream. I don't want another stream, you know, to have to be distracted by what I do for the giveaway, because I know that people like to come to the giveaway streams because they get free stuff. So we have probably so far maybe half a dozen, 6 to 8 to 10 things to give away. So it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, it's great. It'll be at the 2.5K mark. It won't grow that fast, no. Maybe that awesome Creality 3D pad. Hey, John, don't spoil my thunder. I may have one. I may have one to give away. Well, you give one away, I'll give one away. But there's a possibility for Canada, possibility of another set of these cool things too. I'm working on it. Okay, so yeah, so some pretty cool prizes to be had. So yeah, but thanks for asking that, Aaron. I definitely meant to mention that. So, but I will be watching this week. Anybody who's subscribed will get notification of the video coming out that will talk about that for sure. So, yay, it's exciting, and I'm going to hopefully see if talk to some other makers about promoting it on their channels as well, so we can get as many people watching as we can. Those things are awesome, aren't they, Shane? Whoops, my camera just fell. I don't need this up here. You guys are looking at a different view. I'm going to put that down so I don't break it. As a doorstop? What are you talking about, Kieran? They could work as a doorstop, but they could also work as a weapon too. Anti-home invasion tools. Hey, OC, I didn't see it come on. Hello. I didn't see when you came in. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Dennis. It's not written in stone yet though, so I have to check my schedule. But I don't want to leave it. The 19th might be too close to Christmas. My initial thought was the 19th, but that's the week before Christmas, so I'm not sure. I've got to do some discussions, some talking, and the 19th might work. I don't know if that's too close to Christmas. It might be a good idea to have it closer to Christmas, because it's like, have a Christmas stream, giveaway stream all at once. So. And again, depends. I'm still reaching out to some vendors, so that may delay it a little bit too. So it could get pushed to the 19th. I'm not sure. It has to happen in December, guaranteed, though, for sure. You've been here since 9 minutes after start, except for a shower. Okay, I did not see you post. Did you post? I apologize if I didn't say hi earlier, but I'm just noticing you now. Maybe design a better camera stand and print it on the RatRig. Yeah, Jason, I can see, I can hear the tone of voice you're saying that with too. So, yeah. It'd be nice. I want to have some. Yeah, maybe I will. The head of the camera itself is not bad. The whole springy stand thing is like it's a pain in the butt because it's so bulky. So. Oh, that's nice, Dennis. That's great. That's a really good cause. That's really cool. Oh, Chris. I didn't see you pop in there. You got to run and say hi. Thanks for popping in, Chris. Appreciate it. I'm glad you heard. I did hear you. And I can see you saying it too. It's just in the same tone of voice when you say, do you want me to show you the easy way to do that now? The memories of building this RatRig. That's great. We have to do it again sometime, maybe with a Voron or something. I think it worked. I think it was a great collaboration. It worked out perfect. It worked out fine. Swap out the base of the camera for a V-slot mount for the top of the RatRig. Yeah, it's just this is used for. I use this camera for a lot of other things other than just that. But yeah, I could actually do a V-slot mount and maybe have a. Maybe custom make myself a base for it. It's just got to have a heavy base. Well, it's a nice camera. I mean, yeah, it's not designed for what we're using it for. So, yes, yes. That was the tone of voice, right? Yeah. And yes, for the Voron, yes. 0.1 or a 2 or whatever. I don't know what they are. Switch wire or who knows. But we got to wait and see. I have to build up some funds before I can buy another kit like this. So looks like we might almost be done a first layer, and I can speed this thing up a little bit. And we can watch this thing race for the last 20 minutes on an X-Wing model kit. The document cam routes the cord through places that prevent easy modif. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it routes the right through these tubes, these square tubes, and yeah, you'd have to definitely cut the wire to get it through these tubes and rewire it up on the USB end. And I don't know how easy a chore that is, or it may be easier to actually unwire it at the camera end itself, and then wire it back up after you pull it through. So I'm going to wait and see if these ever go on sale again. I may get another one if they go on sale, if it's a really, really, really good price. I never thought to check Black Friday prices for it. So yes, we all appreciated the, and now do you want to know the easier way comments? Yes, boy, did I ever learn. But boy, that was a good way to learn. Here we are. We're sped up here. Let me see what we can do here. We are on to the next layer. Let's crank her a bit. He's not here anymore, but this is for John. Let's go to 200%. First layer laid down like a charm. Not a problem at all on that. So we are hitting 200 millimeters per second on the flats. I should crank the temperature up a tad. 5 degrees on the temperature, just because. You're about ready to put mainsail on your under 3. I like mainsail now that I've kind of played with it a lot and learned it. I'm so glad I got talked into or was nudged by Mr. Jason to go to Clipper. I'm so glad. Man, when I'm done this and I start doing my other streams on the other printers, I'm not going to remember how to use Marlin, or I'm going to stumble my way around Marlin. I might have to put Clipper on some of my other printers. Can I put Clipper on? Can you put Clipper on any printer? Can you put Clipper on, say, on the God, I don't even remember the name of the printers I got. I've been working on the RatRig so long. Clipper can go on any printer. Okay. Even on the, oh, what's that? Oh, what are my other, oh, I'm having a brain fart here, guys. Okay. Oh gosh. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. We got RatRig pretty much almost all tuned up, and we're just doing a nice little flat, quick print here. Oh, why can I not think of the name of that? Oh man, I am just losing it. I've got to look back at something here just because it's just awful. There we go. That's what I'm trying to think. Can we put Clipper on a Delta, on my FLSUN Deltas? Will Clipper work on a Delta? Jason knew exactly what I was talking about before I looked it up. With any Pi. Okay. Oh, Clipper doesn't support IDEX yet. Okay. So I can't put it on my flash forward jet. Okay. Okay. Let's speed this up a little more. What do you say? See what we can do here. There we go. Might not be the best print to speed it up on, but what the heck. 300. See what we're going to hit on the flats here. 120 millimeters a second for the infills. And they still look good. Now it looks like we're peaking out at 200 millimeters. There's too many small parts to take advantage of the full speed. Nice. I'll have to try it on my deltas then. I assume you still need to have a pie on them, which I've got a couple spare pies now. Hey, red light. Don't know if I just saw you come in or if you've been in a while. You haven't looked at Marlin since 1.8 version, yeah. I can see getting away from it. I see the advantage of this. I see the advantage of Clipper. Oh, wow. Come on, stop rocking so fast. Stop. Oh, I got to put something under that. That is really shaking. Shaking like a leaf. There we go. FLSUN, won't you come and wash away the rain? I never, now I'm not going to not hear it. Oh, this is looking pretty decent. Yeah, that looks great. Cannot complain about that. I won't notice any of the little bit of ringing on this model, but I definitely want to get that ringing fixed before my big print I got to do when my 2.5 kilogram spools of white show up. %. I am at 300%. I'll go to 400%. There we go. Oh, wow. There we go. 160 millimeters on the infill. That sped it up. I should warm it up a bit. Nah, I think the temperature's fine. All the way to 11. My model won't look so good. Did it miss infill there, or is that? Oh, it's got to come back and do that, I guess. Ah. Looks like it missed a spot there, but I think it's going to come back to it. At least I hope it comes back to it. It's really cranking. It's moving. Are you going to fill that in? Yes, you are. Look at that. It's moving. Yes, it is, Karen. It's moving. It's a shaking on that. I had to put some paper underneath that Lazy Susan. It was just, I don't want it to shake off the table. Okay, who wants me to crank it a little more? Not like I'd be sad if the model fails, but I can still go a little faster. I want it to turn plaid. There we are at 500. 500. I got to turn the heat up a little bit. This filament can go a little hotter. Just to help to keep the flow up. No, maybe not. Yeah, that's good. 245 is plenty. Go for it. Layer shift. Go for layer shift. I don't think we're going to get any layer shift. She is moving. I'm getting 200 on the infill now, 200 millimeters per second on the lines, and there we go. 200 millimeters a second on the infill. She's a shaken. That's a nice green, isn't it, John? It's Devil Design Pet G green. It matches the RatRig green. Cannot be many more to go as far as what? The print on this print? Oh yeah, it's got a little ways to go yet. It's thick. And it was reasonable price. I think this Pet G was only, when all was said and done with shipping and everything to Canada, it cost me something like, I think, $28 a kilogram, which is not bad for this Pet G. And I don't put it in a dryer or anything, and it performs well. We don't get a lot of moisture out here, though. We're a pretty dry climate, so. Although I do put a lot of my filament now in these I have an airlock filament system here. I did a video on this a while back, but I have these airlock bags, and it comes with this little pump. And basically, you put your filament in these bags, you pump the air out. It's USB powered pump, and yeah, it works really well. So, for instance, there's an open roll of the Jesse PLA that I did. That's been in there for a few weeks now, and it holds that really, really, really well. You pump the air out from that little spot right in here. You pump the air out, and yeah, that keeps any air from getting in there. So it's not going to dry it out in there, because I didn't even put a desiccant pack in there, because it's useless, because desiccant pack in the middle of here is not going to hit the filament, but that just prevents from any more air and moisture from getting into it. So works really well. If you look back, I do have a video on that particular system. Shelf elf duties. There you go. Maria Webster, message retracted. What did she say? Okay, let's see if I can crank it. I don't know if it'll go any faster. Hello, J Argentina. Sorry about that. Artega. Welcome. Let's crank it. 600. Okay, 11. Let's just see how fast it'll go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1500%. I don't think it'll go. I think it's only dependent on what the firmware is going to let it go to, or the G code. I've got her cranked. If you look here, oh no, it went to 1200. It put itself back down to 1200. What if I want you to go to 1600? So it's 1600. But I think it's maxed out right now. You'll eventually hit your limits, even though main sale says 5 million%. Yeah. I don't look how it's shaking my table. Yeah, the firmware will have max settings. That's what I figured. I don't need to go much faster than this for something like this. It's actually, I am impressed how well it's printing at this speed. But look at how much it's shaking that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it from here. Oh no, yeah, not on this spot, but boy, on certain parts, it's really shaking. It's because it's on a Lazy Susan too. But the print looks good. And again, as I say, I'm not worried about ringing on this kind of a print. So the speed's not going to really, the ringing from the speed's not going to be a problem. The shimmy, shimmy shakes, exactly. Yeah, I don't want it to fly off the table because of the vibration. It's too heavy to do that, but yeah. If you can see it from here. Oh, my whole desk is shaking, actually. The whole desk is shaking. No, can't see anything from there. But she is a-moving. Actively cooled steppers. Yeah, I imagine. I don't wonder if this tells me. Does this tell me the temperatures? It does. So right now my Pi is running at 40 degrees Celsius, 40.8, and my SKR Pro is running at 41.7. They're running pretty hot. Wouldn't hurt maybe to have a fan over top of those things, but I guess that's reasonable at 41 degrees. Now, who knows? Saw on Facebook is that full kits for the Minion are shipping first before mechanicals. Oh. Who knows in this? Jason would know. Who else? Down below, I have, it says controller fan and toolhead cooling fan. So, of course, my toolhead cooling fan, I'm assuming, is my hot end fan cooling the heatsink. What's the controller fan? Is that the power supply fan? Because it's showing 100% on the controller fan, 100% on the toolhead cooling fan, and of course 25% is my part cooling fan. But I'm not sure what the controller fan would be. I don't have a third fan hooked up that I know of. So anyways, just curious. Controller fan would be the fan for the main board, which I don't have hooked up right now. Okay, so it's like it thinks there's a fan on there, I guess. Or it's set to be at 100% if there were a fan on there. Okay. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put a fan on the main board anyways. So it's running pretty hot. It and the Pi are about the same. Let's see. They're not. I don't feel a lot of heat coming off of either one of them. No. No. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have one. Phantom fan, yeah. Yeah, it's showing the settings it's on right now. I don't have a fan connected, right? Okay. There's one more set of ports there for the fan to go on the SKR. 50 Celsius is fine, yeah. Yeah, we're at 41 on both of them. As I said, there's no residual heat. I can't feel any heat coming off of them. So, well, this model's going to be a little longer, and we're at 803 already. But this is the model according to the main sale here. We are at 32% of the model printed. So it should finish a lot quicker than its estimated time based on the speed I'm running. So methinks I'm going to call it a stream here because I think we've done a successful job of showing that the RatRig is able to print quite well. So you have two 60mm fans on the back of your V-Core. There we go. Hey, Benny Brady, you're just popping in as I'm about to call her quits. And no, Kieran, I haven't put any heatsink on my Pi 02. No, it's running at 41 degrees. I don't feel any residual heat coming off it, but I do have some heat sinks. I guess I could put one on it. I do have a backup Pi 02 in case I need it, but I don't think it'll burn. So yeah, this was a successful stream, David. Yes, and I want to thank everybody that was on my stream tonight, and I want to thank everybody who did the super chats. Much appreciated. It was so exciting to get my first super chat ever. And I want to thank all my patrons. Jason, thank you very much for being a patron. And anybody else, if you want to join up and become a patron, more than welcome. I don't have any channel memberships, anything like that available yet. We do have a super chat button down here now. We do have PayPal. Anything I do receive will go towards supporting the channel. I am working on getting a Voron kit of some sort. Once I raise enough money to do that, I will build a Voron kit on my channel. So we'll see how that works. Yes, Jason, I'll post a pic of the finished print later for sure. I'm going to do sort of a summary video of the RatRig. I'm going to try and put together a lot of footage of everything that's been done over these last 12 to 14 weeks for the RatRig build and sort of do a summary video of it, because I think it was really, really good. You need swag. Yes, we all need swag. I got to come up with some swag. I happen to know a swag dealer. So you just woke up, Ben. Yeah, you were on, I saw you were on the First Layer stream earlier too. So, but thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned for the giveaway stream notification. It's either going to be on the 12th or the 19th of December. It'll be earlier in the day, probably 4 o'clock on a Sunday. I just have to decide which day, and I still got to get a hold of a few suppliers, a few vendors, so we'll see what happens with that. But again, thank you to everybody. Headbands. Ooh, DWIT headbands. Oh, Jason, I never know. I never know what's going to come out of that. But thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you again, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you, everybody who's contributed to the giveaway that's coming up. It is so appreciated. So I will post something this week for sure about what's going to happen as far as the giveaway date. Next Sunday, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to be doing something different than the RatRig for a change. So we'll see what happens. But thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. And everybody have a wonderful week and a wonderful Sunday night. Everybody stay safe, and we'll catch you guys all on the live streams for the week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye for now.